Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to understand one of the most practical and important distinctions in Indian criminal procedure, the difference between cognizable and non-cognizable offences. This difference directly affects police powers, FIRs, arrests, and how fast a case moves through the system. So let's start from the basics and build up a clear picture. To understand this classification, let's begin with what the CRPC actually means by offences. Under the CRPC, an offence simply means any act punishable under the IPC or special laws. But because offences vary in seriousness, the law doesn't treat all of them the same way. So the CRPC creates two categories, cognizable and non-cognizable, to guide how police and courts should respond. This classification ensures that the system doesn't overreact to small disputes or underreact to serious danger. Now that we know why this classification exists, let's look at where it comes from. The definitions are right there in the CRPC. Section 2 Clause C defines cognizable offences, whereas Section 2 Clause L defines non-cognizable offences. And CRPC's Schedule 1 shows which IPC section fall into which category. So this isn't guesswork. The classification is legally fixed. Let's now break down what a cognizable offense actually means. A cognizable offense is one where the police can do two things immediately. Firstly, arrest without a warrant. Secondly, start investigation without court permission. These are usually serious offenses where delay could threaten life, safety, or evidence. The law gives the police speed so that they can act before harm spreads. Now that the concept is clear, let's quickly look at the key features of cognizable offenses. Cognizable offenses generally carry punishments above 3 years. Whenever they are reported, police must register an FIR, visit the crime scene, collect evidence, and question witnesses, all without approaching a court first. The idea is simple, immediate action prevents further harm. To make this more concrete, let's look at familiar examples. The examples of cognizable offenses include murder, rape, attempt to murder, robbery, kidnapping, cheating under Section 420 of IPC, cruelty under Section 498A of IPC, etc. All of these pose serious risk, which is why the police are allowed and expected to respond instantly. Now, let's move to the opposite category. Offenses where police powers are intentionally limited. A non-cognizable offense is one where the police cannot arrest without a warrant and cannot investigate without a magistrate's order. These are usually less serious offenses. Since the harm is not urgent, the law prefers that a court supervise the process from the beginning. Let's look at the features that define this category. In the case of non-cognizable offenses, police makes a non-cognizable report, not an FIR. Investigation begins only if the magistrate allows it. Arrest requires a warrant, and the process is slower and more controlled. This protects citizens from unnecessary arrests and ensures police attention is given to serious matters. A few examples will clarify this even further. Examples of non cognizable offenses include simple hurt, insult or provocation, obscene acts, minor mischief or small property damage, simple defamation, etc. These are everyday disagreements that do not justify an immediate police crackdown. Court supervision is important in these cases so that proportional response is received. Now that we have seen both categories, let's compare them side by side. The simplest way to remember the difference is that in a cognizable offense, police can act on their own, whereas in a non-cognizable offense, police cannot act without the magistrate's permission. Cognizable offenses begin with fast police action, non-cognizable offenses begin with court oversight. Let's now look at what police actually do in each situation. In cognizable offenses, police lead the entire process. They register the FIR, investigate immediately, arrest suspects, and gather evidence. They only approach the court after the investigation is complete. But in non cognizable cases, things work very differently. Here, in non cognizable cases, the police records the complaint but cannot act without a magistrate's permission. Invest- the investigation and arrest both require court approval. This prevents misuse of police force in minor disputes and keeps the process balanced. Now let's look at the court's role. The magistrate becomes the gatekeeper in non cognizable cases. They decide whether an investigation is necessary, whether a warrant should be issued, and how the matter should proceed. In cognizable cases, the magistrate enters later, mainly for bail, trial, or supervision. So, why has the law designed it this way? Let's understand the purpose. The classification between cognizable offenses and non cognizable offenses is important because it protects individual liberty and avoids unnecessary arrest. It also ensures that the police resources are used efficiently and courts are only involved when needed. It balances the urgency of serious crime with the fairness required in minor disputes. Let's look at a few landmark cases that shaped this understanding. Some major, some major judgments include Lalita Kumari versus State of UP, where FIR was made mandatory in cognizable offences. Bhajan Lal case. This explains the limits on police powers. Priyanka Srivastav case. This requires an affidavit for applications under Section 156, Clause 3. And H.N. Risbad versus State of Delhi case defines what investigation includes. These cases guide both police and courts today. To make this practical, let's look at how these differences appear in daily life. Imagine a minor argument or a small injury during a fight. That's non cognizable. Police need a court order to take action. But if a phone is stolen, or someone is attacked, or a serious threat is made, that's cognizable and the police has to act immediately. Knowing these differences helps you understand what to expect in real situations. Now let's wrap everything that we have learned till now. To summarize, cognizable is equal to serious offenses plus immediate police power. Non-cognizable is equal to minor offenses plus court supervision. FIR is only made in for cognizable offenses, and arrest without warrant is only applicable in cognizable offenses. If you remember these 4 points, you understand the entire topic. Let's close with a final thought now. Thank you for watching this video. This distinction this distinction between cognizable and non-cognizable offenses isn't just theory. It shapes how justice works every single day. If you want more videos on police procedures, FIRs, arrests, or CRPC topics, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Thank you.